All right, guys. It's about 6 minutes or 5 minutes to New York, 10 a.m. Silver Bullet, and this session is pretty much me just looking at price action, the way price is moving or has been moving for for the better part of yesterday and today. Um, there's clearly a bearish movement. A reversal could happen at any point, but we'll just watch and see what price does. Now, for those of you who don't know, I am a student of ICT and concepts, strategies that he teaches, um, and I have been following the sessions for the 2024 mentorship, and of course some of the materials from 2023 mentorship as well. Just really trying to get a deep understanding of how he approaches trading. Now, I have you know looked around for the better part of almost a year and a half or so, different tutors and people who teach trading, and I won't mention any names because there's no need for that. But I've kind of found that I'm very comfortable with ICT's approach to trading. I absolutely love his technical approach to trading, and I think that for now this is the way I want to go with my trading journey. I'm a student. I'm a newbie. I don't. I want to figure this out. And so I'm really learning and excited within reason, of course, to see how much I'm able to grow or learn and grow with his training before actually, thinking of going into live accounts. Um, of all of the strategies that ICT teaches, I think his one trading setup for life and his um, silver bullet trainings are the two that I'm most you know comfortable with. And I mean, ICT himself says that if you find a strategy that works for you, you literally don't have to watch any other training from him, and just stick to what you've understood and you've learned and is working. And you can make your bread and butter and just really get be as successful as you can imagine with trading. So for today's session, um, Wednesday, uh, August 28th, I have marked out, um, I've done my annotations and marked out the key elements that I'm considering for this session. Um, with my annotations, I'm still trying to get better. So I know that I've messed up a few things here, but again, it's part of the learning process. So once Silver Bullet kicks in by 10 a.m., what I would be looking for is the first fair value gap to form. Um, there's a market structure shift and a fair value gap formed. um, and then that would be like the proper setup to enter for a trade. Now, for those of you who are unfamiliar with ICT concepts, I mean some of these things might sound really strange, but so I would advise you to go and check out his channel, Inner Circle Trader. Just Google it. I think right now it's at around 1.3 million subscribers. So um, I might as well just put a link in the description for you, so you find it quite easily. Now, ICT says that when it comes to this silver bullet strategy, which happens between 9 a.m. Sorry, what happens between 10 a.m. and 11 a.m. That's New York local time. Um, there's a couple of things that you have to look for. Um, you're looking for a shift in market structure, and then you are looking for a fair value gap to form. Um, and then that gives you a great setup to be able to enter um, a trade. So right now, all we have to do is wait for our first fair value gap to form, FEG, and then we'll see what our trade entry will look like. Again, like I said, I messed up my annotations here, but I based on what I have annotated, I'm looking at first price target up here if the market reverses into a more bullish, trend, which I suspect is possible, especially when I'm looking at the um, candles on daily time frame. So I'm expecting that the market would, be bullish, but again, we'll see how it plays out eventually. If the market does, reverse and is bullish, I'm aiming for this price target, which is what ICT refers to as a London session raid, and that's the low of that raid. Um, and then looking at also second price target here for New York um, session as well. So we'll see how all of this plays out. Again, some of my annotations are off. With time, I'm sure I'd get better. But before we get to that first target, actually, this should be our first target, which is our relative equal highs here. So I'm just going to mark this out here. Let me see if I can get my. I was trying to use a horizontal ray, but I'll just use this for. Let me just use this. This is my first. I'm looking at. I'm going to exit my screen. Um, I'm looking for this horizontal ray and then mark out my first relative equal highs here. I'll get back and annotate that properly, but let's go back to the full screen. To annotate this relative equal highs, which will actually be our first target. So I'm going to take this and move it here. This is my first target, and then I'm going to take this and mark it here as my second target, even though there are areas here to watch out for, and then I'll get into it again. Obviously, um, clearly a rookie at this now, but that's the goal, to get better at this with time. So we'll see. Yeah, so we're still waiting for market to give us a fair value gap, FVG, and for a sweet entry into a trade, but we're still waiting to see what happens. Now, um, as I said, and as it's obvious, I'm new at this and still learning from ICT when it comes to price actions and these different trading strategies that I have identified as the things that I want to focus on. So this session is probably going to last for about an hour or more, because I'm looking at this trade entry to form between 10 a.m. and 11 a.m. New York local time. So um, But while we wait for that setup to line up nicely for us, I wanted to speak about the fact that I've spent 15 years in a different industry, advertising industry to be precise. And, you know, I obviously from, coming into that industry as a, very junior executive and then rising to the top um, as a CEO running an agency. So, um, but I think that this is kind of me returning to my first love because I I've always had a thing for economics, broadly speaking, and understanding how economy the economy of markets or the economic energy flows, like somebody says, and understanding how money moves. I've always wanted to um, you know, to be an active player in that. But then again, I found my way into advertising. That's a story for another day. So, but now I think I'm at a point where I really now want to. I mean, I'm a millennial. I'm not going to say my age, but if you go into my description of my channel, I'm sure you'd find it. So, uh, but now I want to get really really deep into trading and really really learn how it works so that for I can grow my skill sets and see what I can learn here and grow obviously financially. But the aim is first of all get all of the knowledge that I would need. So um, we'll see what um, happens. Again, if you are a student of ICT as well and you understand um, a lot more than I do the trading concepts, please feel free to drop a comment in the description, kind of correcting me and guiding me as well. This is me openly learning. Um, I hope that as I'm doing this as well, someone out there finds this useful in any way, shape, or form. So um, we'll see how it goes. Um, so we're I think we're not yet at our first 10 minutes mark. So we'll still see how the market reacts. Um, so some of the people I've learnt, trading from in the past will teach things around trend lines and how you have to mark, your trend lines and so for example, something like this and sort of watch for price to break the trend line and then reverse and bounce off this trend line to go back up. But I haven't learned anything around regarding trend lines from ICT, and I think for him it's actually a taboo. So I'm sticking to that trading, and I'm going to delete that and see and see um, how I fare with what I've learned so far with ICT. There's a bunch of different things, volume discounts, a bunch of PD arrays, all of those interesting things. But I haven't quite got a hang of those things yet. But we'll see how everything plays out. Obviously, for example, there's a gap here. I'm sure that means something when it comes to ICT's training, but I don't quite understand that yet. But we'll see. As we'll see how this plays out.